The intensity of light from a point source is inversely proportional to the square of the distance from the light source. If the intensity is 4 watts per square meter at a distance of 6 meters from the source, find the intensity at a distance of 8 meters from the source. Then find the intensity at a distance of 100 meters from the source. Well, the first thing that we need to recall is what it means for two quantities to be inversely proportional to one another. What that means is that if we multiply those two quantities together, we'll get a constant value. In other words, if Q1 is inversely proportional to Q2, then the product of Q1 and Q2 will be equal to some constant K. In this particular exercise, we're given that the intensity of light is inversely proportional to the square of the distance from the light source. So our first quantity is intensity, so we'll use the letter I to represent intensity. And our second quantity is the square of the distance from the light source. So we'll let D represent the distance from the light source, and the second quantity will be the square of that, which is D squared. So we know that if we multiply the intensity of the light source by the square of the distance from the light source, we're going to get the same number each time. At this point, we'd like to determine the constant of proportionality. So we'll go ahead and use the information that when the distance from the light source is 6 meters, the intensity is 4 watts. So we'll substitute 4 watts for the intensity, and we'll substitute 6 meters for the distance. We find that the constant of proportionality is 4 times the square of 6. The square of 6 is 36, and 36 times 4 is 144. So our constant of proportionality is 144. So we can go ahead and write the relationship between the intensity and the distance from the light source as I times D squared is equal to 144. To write I as a function of the distance, we simply divide both sides by D squared, and we get I is equal to 144 divided by D squared. So now we're ready to find the intensity at a distance of 8 meters from the source. We just substitute 8 for D into our formula. We get 144 divided by 8 squared, and 144 divided by 64 is equal to 2.25. So the intensity at a distance of 8 meters from the source is 2.25 watts per square meter. Next, we want to find the intensity at a distance of 100 meters from the source. So we just substitute 100 for D in our intensity formula. We get 144 divided by the square of 100, and 144 divided by 10,000 is equal to 0.0144. So the intensity at a distance of 100 meters from the source is 0.0144 watts per square meter.